It's just before 4 a.m. on August 31st, 1888. A cart driver named Charles Cross is making his way through the dimly lit streets of Whitechapel, London. In the shadows of Buck's Row, he spots something lying on the ground. At first glance, it looks like a discarded bundle, but as he gets closer, he realizes it's a body. The body of a woman, Mary Ann Nichols. It looks like a simple, tragic assault. But then the surgeon arrives and discovers the horrifying truth. Her throat has been severed by 2 deep, clean cuts. And her abdomen, that's where the real nightmare begins. This wasn't a random act of violence. It was methodical, precise, almost surgical. A terrifying signature had just been written in blood. This was only the beginning. As more bodies appeared, Annie Chapman, Catherine Eddowes, a chilling profile of the killer began to form. He operated in complete silence, often in surprisingly public areas, yet he was a ghost. He slipped in, did his work, and vanished without a trace, time and time again. The victim's organs were often removed with what seemed to be anatomical knowledge. The police were no longer looking for a simple thug. They were hunting for someone with a specific skill set, a butcher, a slaughterman, or perhaps even a surgeon. Someone who could expertly dismantle a human body in the pitch-black darkness of a London alley. But the investigation was a catastrophe from the start. Fingerprinting didn't exist. Blood typing was still decades away. To make matters worse, the police weren't just fighting a ghost. They were being actively taunted. In September, a letter arrived at the Central News Agency. It began with the words, "Dear Boss," and was signed with a name that would forever hijack the investigation and ignite a media firestorm. Jack the Ripper. But the letter worked. The press went wild, creating a climate of fear and inspiring thousands of false leads that flooded the police. Then, in November, came the final act. The murder of Mary Jane Kelly was the most brutal and savage of them all, a gruesome masterpiece of horror. And then silence. The killings stopped as suddenly as they had begun. The trail went cold. They've used modern criminal profiling and even extracted DNA from a shawl, supposedly found at one of the crime scenes. We have a list of compelling suspects: Aaron Kosminski, James Maybrick, Walter Sickert, but all the evidence is circumstantial.